Welcome to another episode of HBOT Insider. Today we're going to be talking about the very popular glutathione IV drips. So, why has glutathione become such a popular supplement? Well, it's because glutathione is a very powerful antioxidant. Well, we all know that we need antioxidants as our body gets more toxic from environmental toxins, from our own foods, from not exercising properly and allowing the garbage to build up inside our system. So we take glutathione and we feel better. Well, absolutely. That's what it does. And it does it inside every single cell. So let's take a look at what glutathione is, what its mechanism is, and therefore we can better understand why doing a boost of glutathione once in a while is good, but while doing it long term actually is very harmful to you. And then what we can do through hyperbarics and infrared light to naturally produce glutathione in the body. So first we have to understand what glutathione is. Well, glutathione is what's known as a tripeptide. It's made of the amino acids glutamate, cysteine, and glycine. Now, cysteine is the important one because it has a sulfur ion in it. And if you notice, it's an SH ion, just like an OH ion. OH is a very powerful chemical in chemical reactions in the body and is a lot of what the electron transport chain is using to do the work of creating energy. So that sulfur hydrogen bond is just as potent and powerful as the oxygen hydrogen bond. In fact, sulfur sits directly underneath oxygen in the periodic table of elements. Therefore, it's just as reactive as oxygen. So, why do we do a glutathione drip? Well, glutathione acts inside the body to reduce oxidized species, or what we call reactive oxygen species. That's part of the natural process of the Krebs cycle. If you don't have enough oxygen, you can't move on to the electron transport chain and develop a lot of energy out of every piece of protein or fat or glucose. But with oxygen, you produce a lot more energy. In producing a lot more energy, sometimes you create more byproducts. One of the important byproducts in our cells is hydrogen peroxide, and glutathione has been shown to reduce hydrogen peroxide back down to water. In reducing the hydrogen peroxide, glutathione molecules can be recirculated. However, glutathione is also used in the liver to detoxify us of environmental toxins, of heavy metals, and those have to be eliminated from the body. So glutathione often gets eliminated from the body, and therefore we have to be in constant production of it. That's part of why taking a glutathione IV drip is helpful, because you give yourself back some of that powerful antioxidant that you're losing. But here's a problem. Glutathione is self-regulating. Now, what does that mean? Self-regulating chemicals inside the body mean as you produce more or as you obtain more, your body reduces how much it makes. So if you reduce how much it makes, you have less in your system. Sure, giving yourself a boost is a benefit, but in the long run, it's a detriment. So you have to look at things like steroids and estrogens. You know, when guys want to be all big and muscular and they start taking steroids, their body always wants to be in balance. And to be in balance with this huge amount of increase of testosterone, the body can only increase the amount of estrogen it has to keep that balance. Well, in doing so, we know the effects of increasing estrogen while you're taking testosterone. I don't need to repeat those here. You can go look them up. So what does the body do when you create or give the body more glutathione? Is it stops creating glutathione. Well, glutathione is created from those couple of amino acids, glutamate, cysteine, and glycine. So if you wanted to help the body better, instead of giving yourself the end product, you would give yourself the building blocks. Just like you give a bricklayer bricks and mortar. You don't give him already made sections of wall. He will work better if you give him the building blocks because the bricklayer will make it where he wants it, how he wants it, as much as he wants it. So what is our better bet? Instead of giving ourselves glutathione as a chemical product, we should eat foods that contain glutathione. Problem with that is they don't last when you cook them, when you store them, but also the body was never designed to absorb them because the body was designed to create them itself from the basic building blocks. So sure, you could eat foods that are rich in glutathione, but you're better off eating foods that are rich in sulfur. Because remember, that cysteine molecule has, or that cysteine amino acid has a sulfur ion in it. So if you eat foods that are rich in sulfur, you give yourself the building blocks to create cysteine. Giving yourself cysteine creates the building blocks for glutathione. Well, what else can we do? Well, if you do hyperbaric oxygen and you take yourself up and down in oxygen, your body will create more reactive oxygen species. In creating more reactive oxygen species because of the extra oxygen, your body will also create its own natural antioxidants. Superoxide dismutase is much stronger than glutathione. In fact, superoxide dismutase is used throughout the Krebs cycle and throughout the electron transport chain, whereas glutathione is only used at the end when it notices that the system has tipped over scale. So our best bet is not to give ourselves a boost in glutathione constantly, but rather give ourselves a boost in the components of glutathione. So eating foods rich in sulfur, eating our amino acids, and then using infrared light to energize the electron transport chain to better process all of our foods and our oxygen, as well as giving ourselves a boost in oxygen from time to time, that will produce more natural glutathione. And it will also produce more natural superoxide dismutase. So go ahead and do your glutathione drip once in a while for the boost. Just like I say to do hyperbaric oxygen once in a while to give yourself a boost. But in the end, always give yourself the building blocks and let your body do naturally what it's supposed to do. Hope you learned a little something today. Have a great one.